Hey guys, it's Mrs. Barron. Today we are going to start with special right triangles. So the notes that I'm going to be going through, we do have these guided notes on your Google Classrooms. If you choose not to print it off, that's totally fine, but I would be sure that for this top piece right here, making sure that you are copying all of this down into your notes, okay? So we are working on 45, 45, 90 triangles. This is our first type of special right triangles. All right. So this is our 90-degree angle right here, which means then that this is going to be 45 degrees. And this right here is also 45 degrees. So it looks like it's a little blurry. Let me see if I can. It's a little bit better. Okay. So since these are both 45 degrees, what we have here is an isosceles triangle, all right? If these two angles are congruent, then that means our two sides are congruent. So we're going to label this side X and this side X, okay? To figure out what our hypotenuse is, okay, the first way we're going to solve it is working from our side to hypotenuse, okay? And to figure this out, we're moving in this direction. We are going to multiply by the square root of 2. So our hypotenuse ends up being x square root 2. Okay, and I'll write it down here as well. X times the square root of 2. Okay. Now, we're also going to work on how to solve working the other direction. So I'm going to put my x here, my x here, x square root 2. Now when we're working from our hypotenuse to back to one of our sides or our legs, okay, we are going to divide by the square root of 2. Okay, so I'm going to write down here, it'll be x square root 2 or whatever this number is, and you divide it by the square root of 2. Okay, for the sake of these problems, we are going to keep everything in decimals. We're not going to rationalize it out because technically you're not supposed to have the square root of 2 in your denominator. So everything we solve going through this lesson, we are going to put into decimals. Okay, so let's practice how this would work. Find each value of x and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. Alrighty, number 1. Okay, if my first given side is 10, and we know that these are congruent, this is going to be 10 right here. We are working from our side to our hypotenuse. So like our notes say above, we are going to multiply 10 times the square root of 2. Okay, when you put this in your calculator, I have this type of calculator at home. So I'm going to put in 10 second square root 2, okay? And I get 14.1421, blah, blah, blah. We have to round to the nearest tenth, so our answer is going to be 14.1, okay? All right, number 2, okay? It gives us both of our sides, so we are working from our side to hypotenuse again. So we're going to multiply by the square root of 2, okay? And when we put this into our calculator, your answer is going to be 1. Okay. Alrighty. Number 3. This time it gives us our hypotenuse, and now we need to work backwards to find our side. So we're going from our hypotenuse to our side, right? We are going to divide by the square root of 2. And actually, when you put this in your calculator, you are only going to have, oopsies, the answer of 8 left because our square roots of 2 cancel. All right. Number 4, again, it gives us our hypotenuse. We have to divide by the square root of 2. And when we divide this out, 12 divided by the square root of 2, 8.485. So we went around to the nearest tenth. So we're going to have an answer of 8.5. Alrighty. Mrs. Kroll is going to go through your 30, 60, 90 triangles, and then we have some practice problems for you guys to complete on your Google Classrooms. Please let us know if you have any questions on 45, 45, 90, and 30, 60, 90 triangles. All right, we'll see you guys later.